welcome back to another Whiskey Wednesday episode. This week we're doing more of an educational discussion, just like last week. This week we're going to explain the difference between like what foolproof and cask strength and barrel proof is for people who are just getting into bourbon and whiskey and may not know the difference between the terms. So Nick, you want to start off with barrel proof and cask strength?
Sure. So the first thing that's most important to note is cask strength and barrel proof. They're interchangeable terms. They mean the same thing. Now, what they mean is that it's essentially uncut, unfiltered, non-chill filtered, non-diluted whiskey. Now, diluted means they just pour water into the product when it comes out of the barrel.
Yeah, so what they're giving you when you see a barrel proof or cask strength bourbon is bourbon straight, literally straight from the barrel.
Yep, straight from the barrel.
There is no filtration, there's no water, it is straight from the source.
And it often results in a bottle of bourbon that is typically a much higher proof than what you would find, let's say, 90 proof, than a 90 proof whiskey.
It's definitely hotter, but that's where a lot of your best flavors are.
Yes. Now to be clear, the higher alcohol content is not always the case when barrel proof is concerned. But most of the time it is about what is. I think there was a certain proof that it had to be over, like 120.
Not really. There's some warehouses and different distilleries that have barrel proof bourbons that are actually really low yield for the barrel proof. So I've seen them anywhere from like just over 100 to hazmat level, which is 100.
Yeah, and that is Abraham Bourbon bourbon. I looked that up, and it was Abraham Bowman bourbon, and it was 147 proof.
That's very rare that happens.
Yes.
But, it can really fluctuate depending on where it's aged. So the difference between like barrel proof or cask strength and foolproof is bourbon that's been diluted to its proof when the distillate was put in the barrel. So like let's say you had a bourbon that was 120 proof when it went into the barrel, and then it went up to 130 when it was bottled. Well, when it's bottled, they're going to proof it down to that 120 that it's originally started out as. So that's what foolproof is versus cask strength or barrel proof. I know that can be kind of confusing for people that are just getting into it and may not know the difference.
So like notable examples for foolproof would be last week's oh Lord, I had the brain for it. Benchmark foolproof. Other examples could be
like Weller foolproof.
Yes,
where it's 114 proof, but
I believe Noah's Mill is considered cask strength as well. Maybe.
Yeah, that's a barrel proof, so that's not foolproof.
Yeah. That will be the end of this Whiskey Wednesday discussion. Hope you learned something new within the world of bourbon. Maybe that'll get you to say, "Hey, we saw this YouTube video from the Bourbon Buds, and we said, hey, let's try this barrel proof bourbon." So if you've liked the video, please like, comment if you want to see more, and make sure to subscribe and click the bell icon for notifications on when we upload. And be sure to follow our Instagram in the link in the description below. Thanks.